So the Shakey Vibe is going to come in 3 different colors: green pumpkin, black, and unpainted. But one thing you can do that I've played with, you can take permanent marker, and I've got, as you can see, a bag full of them. When I seen this, you can turn this blade whatever color you want, and it happens really quick. If you can see that, you see the difference. First of all, this isn't a bladed jig. Although it's got the vibration of a bladed jig type bait, that's not what we designed it to have. A lot of times I'll shake it like this, like I would a shaky head, then use the blade, just a lift of the rod, not a stroke of the rod, just a lift of the rod, gets the blade going. Use it as a vibration to attract the fish, whether the fish is sitting there looking at it and maybe that entices him to strike the bait, or whether the fish is out away from the bait and doesn't know it's there. You know, maybe it draws that fish closer. Now you have to drag it really slow to keep the blade from vibrating. There's multiple ways. I've caught them throwing it out and just crawling it across the bottom, vibrating. I got one now. I've caught them letting it sit still between lifts, you know, where I'm lifting it and getting the vibration, and then just let it sit there. There's gonna be multiple ways to use this thing. You gotta remember, I'm on Guntersville where the fish are really pressured. If you will lift that thing a couple of times, let it sit as long as you can stand it, and then pick it up and get that vibration. When that bait's sitting there, as soon as you move it, they'll attack it. And it's gonna be a bait you can fish 12 months out of the year. Something that I'm looking forward to, especially when we get into cold water situations, is being able to put a crawfish type bait on it and maybe get around this riprap and catch some fish around the riprap. The way we've got the eye set back on this, it helps the bait stand up because of being in the center of gravity. If you get this down in something, when you pull in that blade, it kind of acts like a crowbar prying something out. That's going to be a big advantage, to be able to fish in riprap with a shaky head with not losing as many baits as you used to. We're going to have it in 3/16 with a 5/0 hook, 1/4 ounce with a 5/0 hook, 3/8 with a 5/0 hook. The 8/0 hook, we're going to 1/2 ounce, 5/8 with an 8/0 hook, 3/4 with an 8/0 hook. If you're fishing with the smaller blade, that's more of a finesse type. It's a lot faster blade, gives you a lot more vibration. On the bigger one, I wanted a more subtle thump, knocking vibration than I did the speed vibration. It's got the coil bait keeper has a center pin on it to help you get it started easier, but you just screw it up there until it hits the head where you want it. I've got a Berkeley Power Swimmer rigged on it, so they're up chasing bait, and you know, a lot of the bigger fish, when they're chasing bait, even though you see the small fish, a lot of the bigger fish are on the bottom running around trying to pick off what's been hit and injured. When they're up schooling, I'm throwing where they come up. Sometimes they'll hit the thing on the fall. You never get it down where the bigger fish are, but I'm doing the same thing. Now I'm lifting it a little more with this bait because I want more of the tail action. I'll shake it some just like I was throwing a worm, but what I'll do, I'll shake it. While I'm shaking it, I'll give a little pull to it, like the bait, you know, is sitting there feeding on the bottom, and then when you pull it, the bait swims up, you know, then falls back down.